I had all the intentions in the world of starting this save with Telford. We've moved house relatively recently. They're our new local team. I thought it'd be nice to get a little club build. I made the mistake of watching the series on Amazon, and we are now with Wrexham instead. If you are looking forward to the series, do me a favour, like, subscribe, show your support on the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. And pop yourself some ideas and suggestions. We've got a little tweak on the normal save as well, just to make it that little bit more difficult for me. But, welcome to Wrexham. Or, as we're going to call it, it's rarely sunny in Wrexham, which is more of a statement of truth than a series title. But it will change the title as we progress, so keep your eye out for that. Wrexham have today appointed your boy as manager. Eyebrows are raised, inexperienced 30-year-old. Again, still upsetting, but it's fine, we move. Racecourse ground. They've given me a sweet 1.1 thousand a week, and I've replaced Phil Parkinson. I lack the reputation of a title specialist. I lack the reputation of everything, mate. So it's good and bad in there. And given the club's current ambitions, creates an intriguing dynamic as they tend to challenge for major honours. That's what we're all here for. That. Don't worry about it. The media has us predicted to be winning the title, so obviously that's what we're going to go and try and do. We've got our tech director and assistant manager who may still be with us. The team themselves founded in 1864, even though on the badge it looks like it says 1873. It's fine. We'll move past that. Fierce rivals, Chester. So obviously they're not even concerned about Swansea and Cardiff. So they already see themselves as the best team in Warsaw? Oh, to be fair, they're already the best team in Warsaw, and they're in a different country, but it doesn't take much. The best team in Wales? So, we're going to make that factual, and make them one of the best teams in England as well. Again, not even in the country. The ground itself holds 15,500 people. We've got a budget of $250,000 actually, which is quite strong, and a wage budget of 77 grand. I wonder where that's came from. They finished second last year, couldn't manage to get themselves promoted, and we enter at the fourth qualifying round for the FA Cup. The team appear to be lined up with a 3-4-3, which we may keep on, I may not, but we'll run into kind of players and etc. when we get in there. We're expected to gain promotion into League 2, to the Football League, and then, after 2 years, bang, straight up into League 1. That's also an option. I know League 2 is not going to be as tricky because there's like 15 teams that get promoted from that division, but still, it's ambitious. And here's the team, with a nice little picture of the racecourse ground in Wrexham. It's wonderful. Estimated value of the club, 3 million smackers. Bank balance, 3.3 million. So the stadium and the players devalue the club, apparently, which is helpful. Facilities are looking pretty strong. Youth recruitment is incredibly sketchy, which is going to be important to us because I've had a chat with old Rob and Ryan, and they want me to make sure that we've got homegrown players only. So they're English, they're Welsh, they're Scottish, they're Northern Irish. It's perfectly fine. He's basically coming into a Brexit FC going on, but it's fine. They're on board with it for some reason. They're foreigners. They need to get out of here if we're going full on Brexit FC, but I hope they stay because it's quite useful having people that are incredibly rich owning the club. We only have one player at the moment who is kind of in breach of this, in the name of Jacob Mendy. So he came through at Spain and Atletico, and I thought, Jesus, they've done big bits already, bringing over a Spanish lad. Turns out he was playing for Boreham Wood, Wealdstone, Carshalton, and Redhill. I don't know why he's over here, but he's enjoying his time. It seems that way anyway. Other than that, team itself, pretty goddamn strong. So we can obviously bring in anyone that's already homegrown, because I've changed our eligibility thing here. Literally everyone in the club at the moment, homegrown. Ignore him. Wonderful. So English, Welsh, Scottish, Irish, Northern Irish. We've already covered it. We know what's going on. And I can bring in people under 18, because they'll then eventually become homegrown. I don't know if loaning someone out impacts our homegrown status, so I might try it, and if that person then doesn't become homegrown, I gotta sell his ass, which might upset me if he's one of our favourite players, but it's stuff that we'll have to get over. I've already looked at the tactics. We have a 4-3-3, which I'm not going to go for. I'm going for this monstrosity. It's a 3-4-2-1, I think. Or they've listed it as 5-2-2-1 defensive attacking mid custom. I think it'll work wonderfully. So if we jump onto here and we go pick without restriction, best 11, and it gives us these guys. We do have Langton in goal, who's currently injured, so we'll have to put Mark Howard in. I did have to Google. It's not one of the members of Take That. There's a guy called Mark and a guy called Howard. Different people. It's also not Howard from the old Halifax adverts, because his first name was Howard. Let's move on. We are going with Tunnicliffe, Hayden and Tozer at the moment as our kind of best back three. We have Ford, O'Connor, Jones, McFadzean. I thought it was the McFadzean that was playing for Crawley a little while ago. It's not. This fella's a winger, and he's actually pretty decent, which is wonderful. We then got two guys playing behind the striker of Lee and Young, and I've got Mullin up top, but this isn't going to be the case. I'm going to drop Mullin back, put Ollie Palmer up, because Ollie Palmer's 6'5". We're in lower league. We've got a striker that's massive. You know exactly what we're going to do, and it's make the man a target forward and get old Tozer over here to lob some balls in with his 18 long throws and just abuse the shite out of it. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. That's half of the plan. Both of our fullbacks at the moment are aiming towards Palmer's head in Ford and McFadzean. Oh, do you know what? It should be all sorts of fun. And then when this eventually starts falling apart, we'll revert back to the 4-3-3 because it's doing all right for us in Avila Save at the moment. We've only got a few episodes of that left. I think I'm probably going to finish the season we're currently on, unless we do magically manage to get into Europe. And we're just going to hunker down and focus solely on Wrexham. We have had a slight update on our expectations. So instead of them wanting us and expecting us to get promoted, they're wanting us to reach national level playoffs, which is good because we have literally no room for mistakes if it is that they want us promoted, because it's first or nothing. So I'm happy with that because that gives us up to 7 positions. So we should definitely get ourselves into the top 7. And the current youth players we've already got in the club. We have Jack Humphreys, who is a 3, potentially 4-star player, which lines him in with possibly being as good as Callum McFadzean, Jordan Davies as well. And both of those we had a little look earlier. They're looking at a League 2 player, which is where we want to be pretty sharpish, which is helpful. Carrying on our search for the youth players, we've got the under-21s. We've got a few. Dan Davies, again, looks like he could be quite helpful. Another left-sided player, though. And Kai Evans, who can play in that kind of centre attacking role. And then the only other youngster we had, who I've already promoted into our first team, is Scott Butler, because he's a centre-back, and he's already our, 8th best centre-back? And that's including players that are playing out in other positions. So he could be pretty helpful and coming into the team pretty soon. He's got potential to be a League 1 player as well. I think that was a nice little introduction to the team. We have our board members sat on screen. They're in the game, in the flesh. They probably were previously, but I didn't jump on the Wrexham hype last year. I did it this year instead. We've got a little Deadpool sat just here, if you didn't notice. So he'll be with us for the foreseeable future. And obviously, if I do anything wrong, he'll probably stab me in the back of the head. So it's fine. We've got an episode, hopefully, that I'm going to get out later today. And then I'll be pushing for one of these at least daily for the next few days. So we can ride on the wave of FM23 hype. But if you have enjoyed, then please do me a favour of liking and subscribing. Show your support on the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. We have some items on screen, so you can carry on watching. And thank you very much for your time.